All right, welcome back, everyone. We're so far through day 4. Got a good bit of our stuff done. I think we're gonna finish up tonight, based on the pieces I've pulled so far today. I don't think we'll have any trouble getting done. Before I get going proper, I did find that I missed this piece. It's supposed to go on the back here, which close that in and make it look much better. So let me go ahead and pop that on. It's easier to do if I hadn't already put all the extra pieces on here. Actually feels like I might be a little bit wide on the cut, so let me take a sliver off the side too before I get into it proper. But if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step in real time, so you can see all my successes and all my failures, how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Take my time, enjoy it, just try and stay loose, try and not get all panicky about it. Enjoy it, have fun, and if you've seen any kits that you'd like to see me give a go, feel free to drop them in the comments, because I'm more than happy to add them to the list. I've already got a pretty good list going, but there's always room for more, and if it's something I haven't seen before, you might even get your way into the top of the list. But so that's how that's supposed to go on there. So keeping one, like I said, I can't lay it down flat like I normally would, so I'm gonna end up doing is grabbing one of my bowls. Hopefully it'll balance there long enough for me to stick this on the back without breaking anything. I think it looks like it's gonna be okay. But got my old B7000, which is sort of the ideal glue for me on this stuff, mostly because it's got this nice tiny little nozzle. I can just do little dabs all the way around to make sure I get good dispersion of the glue. That's the shelf I missed. Okay. All right. And I'll set this aside and let it dry, because like I said, if everything goes right, we will be finishing this up and sending it onto its storage shelf tonight. So stab that down around the edges. So make sure that glue has a chance to connect everywhere. Yeah, that does look much better closed off. And like I say, now I'm just going to set that down there and set it off to the side so we can let the glue do its thing, so we can hopefully get that thing installed into the night. And then we move on to our actual today's build, which is starting off with doing some lighting. And I need one more piece out of this, and it's going to be a table too. Get down to the one more thing. But according to the instructions, we're supposed to clip that little piece of wire or glue there, and let's see how things go from there. Okay. Okay, so I'll break that glue off. Not breaking the LED. Okay, got it. There they go. Into my garbage. Now, I'm supposed to take some of our, I don't know if this is segmented or not. No, it is not segmented. It's a sticker they sent with it. Just coming off a little strip of that. Basically, this is going to be our insulation for our kit, to keep our wires from shorting out. Peeled it before I cut it, although I don't think it would have made a difference. Focus. I don't know what's got it confused. Everything's in the same plane. Come on. That. This camera is usually a whole lot better at getting down to focus than this. There you go. I don't know what confused. I don't know what confused it. Okay, there it goes. So I'm just gonna peel a little bit back there. Pop you in between our wires. Pop you around to start with. And hopefully, if I get a hold of it, peel that off and just hope they stay separated now. Okay. And I'm not feeling this, but the wire should have been. This was not the best material for this. It's too rigid. I think. Because the problem is, this guy is supposed to go up almost all the way to the light. Maybe. Okay, alright, so you're supposed to. There's no way that's going to go through that now. Okay, so that was wrong. Okay, pop you back out. See if I can get this thing to undo now. This. Well, it sticks good at least. Okay, there it goes. Okay, let's just go back to the scissors. Okay. I'll take a different fruit. I've got another plan that it just occurred to me as I was doing all that. Let's see. Pull out my toolbox of mini toys. I think this may very well be a job for bonding. This actually is something that it would be, I think, good for. Okay, there you go. Go up to about right there, I think. So it's going to go in here. Yeah, and that gets us good. Here it's on our ball doodad. These guys are separated down there. A few drops in here. Hit it for UV. I always like how the LEDs react to the UV. I guess it's probably not showing. Same thing over here. Get my fingers to hold it steady. And some in on the bottom. UV it again. Okay. And looks like I've got a pretty good bubble of plastic between those two leads. So So I feel good about that. Of course, now might as well test it. Now that I've got it all locked in place. I did test it before, but that was before I'd done all that. So let's just hook these up momentarily, and we'll also take this opportunity to tell you I've got a bad switch, so we're going to do some finagling on getting it to work later on when we actually install it. Okay, so then I've got to apply pressure to make it light up, but it does seem to be working, not shorting out, and then you can sort of see where the bonding went there at the bottom because it's sort of diffusing the light. Cool. Alright, so that worked. Gets you unhooked and turned off for all the difference it makes. And back to business. Bind it away. Now, this guy is supposed to just go in there. That sort of gossamer material, I think, is supposed to be a diffuser for it, so that'll be good. Seems to be well obscured. Take all the pressure from the top. Okay. So I will get my B7000 back again and fill my little bowl here. Maybe not fill my bowl, but make sure I get a good excess amount. I want to make sure it gets plenty of adhesion. Pop you in there, and I gotta hold this for a few minutes because I do not have a clamp to hold that in place, so I'll be right back after this has had a minute to dry. Okay, a few minutes of me walking around with it like this, and my fingers are cramping up. Let's see if it's stuck. Alright, it appears to have stuck. I like it. No, I think it's popped back out. I thought it had stuck. Okay, maybe I do need to find a clamp for this. Oh. Well, darn. Okay, second plan. There you go. Stuff this thing down here a little bit tighter. Okay, looks like I might have a... Nope, it's still... It's a little sticky, but it's pushing out. Maybe I should pull it out and do less material on there. It's getting... Okay. That's the next plan then. Glue has made it slippery, so I can't. There it goes. Can't even sit the thing down. Okay. So like that. So let's cut some corners off maybe. I can't make it a little more fittable. Okay. And toothpick go. Let's center it maybe. I'm pushing against the glue. Okay, and okay, looks like I don't know if it's showing on there, but it looks like I got a hole there for it might work. Okay, just pushing less against it. I think I'll just have to make sure I orient it so it shows the more covered side. I still get a little bit of that should get a good diffusion effect on it. It appears to be more agreeable to the sticking now. Alright, so I think let's okay, rehook it back up and see how it looks. That wrap in there. Just briefly had a moment where I was scared that I had forgotten to turn the camera back on after I did all that. Neo's over here doing her thing. So I'm going to try. Didn't want to lose the glue. Okay, and okay. May not look much different to y'all, but like I said, it has that diffusion effect on it, so I think that works. Okay. And undo it again. Alright. Set you aside and we'll start on our table here. These guys here. And card table, well, I guess coffee table, maybe even table situation going there. Okay, very loose fit, so let's put a couple of drops of glue in that crook there. Make sure it has something to hold it with. Not much, just enough to know it's there. Here. And this guy, we're supposed to make sure we don't cover the hole there, so looking at it. Why we wouldn't just turn it that way. Make sure we got good clearance. They got it right at the end of that thing. I'll probably regret not doing it that way, but I'm going to go for it. Okay. All four of these guys so I can really lock it in place, I hope. And square. And pretty close to centered. Okay. Okay, this way a bit. Okay, that, to my eye, that looks okay. Mess it up again. Okay, let's make sure you're down. Okay, and I'm going to let that glue dry as well. Put that up higher out of the way. I'll put the tablecloth on here in a second. But get to move on to our light box. So we're going to be doing more wiring. Fun. But we get to build a box for them first. Let's see here. Basically, go on the back, right? Or is it in the front? Okay, so I was thinking it was going to be that way, but it's actually going to be this way. We're now going to see our sign, most of it. Okay. But this is definitely going to be a job for the old super glue. Okay, pick these up. Let's see, it goes. Okay, so this one goes standing up, and these guys go on either end. It goes, yeah, all on top of this one. So, get my square dealio out here again. Go in like. That's the really trashed side. Yeah, got too much. I gotta make another one of these. That's gonna be our first goal. Alright, so you there, and got the old Gorilla Super Glue, mainly, you know, my preferred brand strictly because it comes with a brush in the bottle. Really small piece, so I'll make sure it's as empty as I can get it, and nice even coat. And I can't tell. I lost my that side. Okay. Alright, there we go. It didn't dry before I had a chance to put it in there. That ought to do us. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And same thing on the other side. See if I can do it without dropping it and messing everything up this time. Probably not. Way too much on there. Thin it out some. Probably not. Alright. Okay. Looks pretty good there. Yep. Now, like I said, this one, I believe, goes right between those two. I don't know why they don't make super glue with a wider base. And just knock that one out of the way. Okay. Didn't quite fit between there, but that's should still be. Okay, I think I can make it work. I think I can salvage it. Okay, so a bit on that end, a bit on that end, and some on the bottom. In nice and flush against the front. Nope, I did not. Okay. Yep. Knew that was coming. But so we're about to cover that up with our paper, so I'm not too bothered by that. If I don't break it worse trying to make sure I get the pressure through here. Okay, you. Go back in place. Okay. I'm gonna say that cracked. It's bent a little bit, but I don't think that's that big of a deal. Like I said, this just goes here, so we're gonna be covering that up anyway. Alright. So for that, I'll go back to the B7000. Just like before, just that's all the way around. Ease you down it. Alright. Victory from the jaws of defeat. Excellent. A little crooked, but we'll never see that again, so this is the angle we'll see. Okay. Now, get this guy out. And our light with our wire with 3 lights. And basically says okay. I'll go up here. Oh no, it goes right. Got it upside down. It goes right in the, okay, so it's got where the lights go marked. Cool. So this is gonna go. Looks like it goes all the way flush against the top. Right? Yep, it flows flush up all the way up against the top. Cool, cool, cool. Good. I don't have to figure out level. This. Okay, so this guy, obviously, run you these wires back through here. And big chunks go in too. Alright. Oh, not too far. Okay, got our lights here. Let's see. So, trying to figure out which one is which. So this guy, according to this, is supposed to be over here. And line you up. That and sort of situated there. And then you like that. Probably wind you up too, but let's see if I can't just sort of okay. So let's squish them all together. Okay, so that should have everybody showing. Within the basic footprint. Okay, let's see if the old super glue will help me out here. So just a dab right on top of that. Put you down in it and some pressure. I'd find a flush enough spot for it to grip with. I'm going to hold that for a long time, another maybe 5 more seconds here. Okay. And sort of the same thing with this middle one. Get you up out of the way, just sort of knob underneath it there. Push you down. Give you a full 10 seconds at least. And I've stuck to it. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. And then I unstuck this one when I did that. Okay. I restuck now, so let's see if I can get to this one too. It's got less stuff around it, maybe. Just dab on here. I mean, you look like you're pretty flat on the bottom there too, so. Okay. I think that did it. But then we'll take some of the B7000. Just sort of think. Sort of glob it all on there just to tack it in place with the super glue, and this is actually, I think, going to be what's going to do the bonding. So I'm just going to let it sort of flow down wherever it wants to go. Do your holding thing. Alright. We'll let them set them over there next to all the other drying pieces. Yeah, cause maybe that table should be dry enough now that we can start messing around with it. I think so. Yeah, it appears to be solid enough. Okay. Now, grab my, let's kind of give you a hole here. Line up that one there. Okay, so we got that. Okay, so I'm back to the B7000. Pick it up so I'm not putting any pressure on those legs. That may be overkill on the glue. Probably is. Let's see here, line you up down there. Edges lined up. Spread you out. You're good. There. Alright. Okay. Whoop. Should let go enough alone. Okay. So now the question is, do I want to go ahead and start doing, okay, so evidently the hole is supposed to go towards the back. And we got all kinds of goodies to put on top of here, so I'll start stacking those in. I'm going to save the light for last, which is the opposite of the way they say to do it. But yeah, okay, now I know why they wanted to line that up with this thing, because they use the leg to hide it with. But I'm close enough to the leg. I think it will be all right. Let's see. I want it to be. Let's pretend this is the front, because I want that to go between down in the crook of those legs to hide my. When the wiring comes in, I'm just going to run it right down the middle there. Yeah. Okay, but now, let's see, that's not what I was looking for. That's the batch I was looking for. Got some, looks like tarot cards and potion recipes, all kinds of goodies to, and also, what else goes on here? Our little doodads from last night, or gold chain, that potion, and this little doodad. I think that's all that goes on there. Oh, and that is where our last book goes. We need to, but it's closed, so let's get our super glue. Make sure it stays closed, because it's supposed to have some of this stuff laying on top of it. Okay. Now I know why I didn't see it, because it's almost invisible there. Okay, so I'll pop you open and just glue between each page. And just won't take much pressure on all that paper. I missed a page evidently. Back cover. Last one done. Alright, so I got our book stand closed. I'll go ahead and position it first. Looks like, let's see, I want it to go like that. Book goes off to this side here. And just plop you down in there. These guys go on top of our book. Looks like we're supposed to sort of have them fanned out according to the picture. Having this much trouble with these, I'm really dreading having what I have to do with something with those. This, turn out tweezers, see if that's better luck. It sticks to them too. Okay. I have not enough glue on there to hold it. Okay. Guess I'll have to. Sticks to the tweezers, but not to the. I want it to. Okay, let's pop it. Alright. Put a drop between each page now. Okay, come on. Work with me here. Okay. There it goes. That's about what I'm looking for. Up a little bit, show the binding of the book just a touch more. So it sits. There is something underneath there. Somebody was thirsty. Okay. Tarot cards up here. And all the trouble I had with those big things like that, I'm so really concerned about how this is going to work. First thing, let me see if I can. Putting those, taking my tweezers off a little bit, and actually, let's see. It's supposed to be putting potion. Pink potion bottle goes there. Okay. And our necklace. They got it rolling around bent, but I'm not patient enough to do that. I'm going to leave it straight. Just have you go and actually. It's got the most. Yeah, right there. You and right there. And then our white doodad goes back here on this corner. Okay, I'm almost out of time here. Okay, my SD card is about full, so let me go ahead and change that out, and I'll be right back, and you can see me struggle with these things for a bit. Okay, time to struggle with the teeny tinies, it looks like. That's definitely a job for the old tweezers. And I'm gonna try a new bead, a little curved bead there, and see if I can't make it all at one go. Okay, and that one's the most colorful one, so I think I'm gonna try and put it on top. So I'm gonna start at the back, copy in. Issues. Alright. Looks like I'm going to do some more glue. I may just do that one. Since I got to do extra glue anyway, don't want to lay it. No, I think I do want it to display that so you get to see some of the details on each of the cards. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm just going to continue that. Stylization, so I'll just put a drop there. Ease you down into it and make everything look great. Okay, went much better than I was expecting it to go. So let's mess with it and not let that happen. Okay. Yeah. All right. Sometimes you get lucky. Now, supposed to mount this through our little hole there, so let's leave these guys straight out. I can not knock everything off when I do this. Okay, I got. I'm going to move this around a little bit, I think. And I'll pop you somewhere else because that was going to be in the way. Okay, so you're... frog in my throat. Now the issue is the wires are so long. There. Okay. Got them late. Be right back. Okay. Hopefully that's better. Okay, but it's bent the wires down here, so it is hanging down into the hole. So now pop you back up. Throw some glue on underneath there. Just let it fall into place. I think that worked. Let's see. This thing is being very uncooperative. Okay. Actually, the problem is the wires over here hitting everything, so I'm going to move this over to my tray of tiny pieces. So it's sort of on its own. Maybe just down. Okay. And add a little string of glue here. Still down. Okay. Now I'll just put my a little more glue on my potion bottle. I'm just going to pop you right there because there's room for you there. Seems like a good spot for you. Alright. Now, like I've been doing all night, set this somewhere where it'll dry, stay in place. Bring this guy back in and see. It's all situated and ready to roll. Cool. You wait. I bring this guy in because this should be good to go now. Yeah, that's set that glue up. Now, say this is supposed to go flush with the top there. So let me grab. Actually, pop you the wires down rather than up. That way I can put a straight edge up here. And at least I can be flush against the top. It's a little, becomes a little wobbly because of that. So, but I think that I can make that work. Okay, so not taking much, I don't believe. Being careful not to grab that too hard because that one's still cracked on there. Okay, so bring you down, push you up. Okay, that's not perfectly centered, but I'm going to be okay with that because I don't want to mess around with it. And is there anything else I can do while I let this glue dry? That part's done. No, not really. I am going to take a break and let that glue dry. Because I guess I could test those lights too. I hadn't done that yet. Sort of dim these down and see what the full effect's going to be, maybe. Let's see here. I could have left it on anyway. Okay, gray over here. White over here. And alright, yeah, that's gonna be a nice, knock this out. Yeah, that's gonna be a nice effect. Nice bright enough light's gonna throw it onto our the rest of our scene. Yeah, so that should be good. Cool. And I'm still having to push down on the battery part to make it light up, so I definitely got a bad switch here. But I guess with that being done, we are pretty well. Actually, I know what I can do. Set that aside. Oh, two of my scrolls came out of my cauldron. That way, yeah, like that. Okay, throw a little more glue on them. Just saw those laying there, like, where'd they come from? Okay, so throw some glue on the bottom of these. Pop them back in. Alright. Alright. I will actually done this yet. I'm going to mount my switch. It's gonna have to be done anyway, so might as well. No time like the present. Let's see here. Where'd my there's my Exacto. I'll punch you through. Here. Be careful of that. My thumb's at behind this thing. Okay, a little bit further down. Actually, I could probably pull you over. I thought ahead. I could have done that. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, okay. And our switch goes in. It's in the off position now, so it goes in. It goes in from the back. And it's made done from the front. Will it go? Let me see if I can slide it. It'll finagle its way through. Looks like it ought to. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. It's not meant to be on the outside, but it's only be on the back, so I'm good with it being over here. Like so. Yeah, that's gonna look much better, I think. I said they didn't tell me to do that, but I didn't really look. No, they've got it. See, they've got it recessed. I think this looks much nicer and be much easier to mount too. So I'm just gonna. Well, I'm letting all that other glue dry. Throw a couple of drops on either side here. Just let you stay in there. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can get a swab here and wipe out the excess. Okay, I think that'll make it a more solid mount too once everything gets all said and done. So that's, yeah. Okay, because we've been pushing against it anyway. So I think, yeah, I stand by this decision. And put a couple of these on it. Let chemistry take its course. Alright, so now I'm going to let all this stuff dry for a bit, and I'll come back and we will hopefully just wrap this thing up in a matter of moments. So, right back with that. Okay, took a longer break than I intended, so I think everything should be sufficiently dry by now. And that means we're ready to put all these pieces into one unit. Doesn't just want to say all of a sudden it's time to go. Okay, but let's see. First thing first, got to get our walls in place. I think I've got a couple little decorations to go on once it's assembled, but other than that, you know, like I say, there's a little bit. This is supposed to be to mount the battery box, but since I'm going to have to hold it to press it to light it up, I'm not going to mount it. Let's see. Like I say, the first thing, I think, is to get the walls in place. So that's our. And so it's got little ghost patterns of where you're supposed to put the walls, so that's good. And I think I'm on the wrong page, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't even. Honestly, it doesn't even show. But I feel certain you're supposed to run the wires for the lights back down through this hole to start with. Seems like that'd be a good beginning point. Huh. I just realized that switch right over the hole. Maybe that's why they mounted it last. But it should still go. If not, I've got a drill. I just gotta say which way it's gonna go in. Here it comes. Alright. Okay, so I should have mounted it at the bottom of the... Right, okay. You likewise. Okay, that's going to get irritating. Okay, I see it in there. Where'd my crooked hook go? Because that'll be good for getting into that nook. Oh, right here next to my hand. Okay, there it popped out. And then my tweezers. Grab that little guy. Bring you on in. Okay. Guys, go. Supposedly glue them in place there. I may do that after the fact, but you know, just going down that way. This goes, this stuff lined up under there. This one goes all the way across the back. This one goes supposed to go in like that. Those things, it doesn't feel square, but I guess it is. Okay. Now, let's see here. How am I going to do this? I think, okay, since it's a loose one, I'm going to see if I can make sure I trim that edge there to get a nice, make sure the wood is nice and flush to get the glue on it. So I want to basically essentially try and bevel the paper if I can make sure I get, would have worked better than trying to do this with a knife. Actually doing it with a file. So I just in theory, this is going to be back in that back corner, so we can be a little rough with it. Make sure make sure I'm in that nice, clean, smooth surface there to bond with it. And I'm still missing a little bit on this. I still got that little. Okay, one more little spot right there. I don't know if it's showing up on your display, but it's mine. Okay. Okay, so that should give me a nice flush corner edge to go into that corner with. And what I'm going to do, where's that? I'm going to run a bead of the B7000 along the bottom both ways. Then I'm going to hit the super glue on that edge, and hopefully that'll lock everything in place nice and clean. That's my preliminary plan at any rate. Let's see how it goes. So, nice across the back. Okay. That's ready to go. Get my super glue out. Even though I'm doing a big area, still don't need much. I do want to get a nice coat. Give myself a 1/2 inch at the bottom and top just to make sure I don't seep down, so if I need to make any adjustments it won't lock it, especially in the bottom at least, lock it in place. Okay. And it's go time. Let's see what happens. Down to ears, into ears. And bring them together. Give it a good 15 seconds of good pressure all the way up and down. As much as I can there. This is going to be fairly structural, trying to hold that thing in place. Okay, now that. Not perfectly square on that back one, but I think from this side over here it looks good enough. Just one in. I say it's barely perceptible there, so I'm gonna leave well enough alone and stop trying to tempt fate. Okay, now bring our table out, and then good thing that glue's nice and dry, because I just would have wrecked it if it wasn't. Up. Over. Okay. These guys stick these two forward. I say that battery compartment thing, it's really getting on my nerves. Okay. Okay, so it's going to be this way. Spin it out like that, so it's right dead behind the wire is going to be dead behind the post in the middle when it's done. And yeah, it's Gorilla Glue time on these these feet. I'm just going to do 3 of them because I'm going to be fairly close to that wire with one of them, so I don't want to glue it down. So it's the front 3. You down. Okay. Sure I'm not gluing myself to it. Once again, I'm going to give it ample time to make sure that glue has time to bond. Doo-ba-doo. Okay. Alright, that's in place. Now, let me see, I've still got the wiring to do, but I'm going to make sure I give that glue plenty of time under the walls there to dry before I start really moving this thing around much. Because next comes, okay, so the big guy goes back here against this wall. Try to fit on you, and that'll actually give us a little more stability. How far out you do go out? You're almost, It's like almost flush with this outer wall here, so I'm gonna go. Of course, this is where it not being square really shows. I think I can get, yeah, I can get that in place without destroying everything else. So I'm going to do, I don't think it's going to do much bonding on these feet, but I will hit the glue on the feet, but I think most of the bonding is going to be when I throw it on the, up against the back wall there. But, you know, in this situation I think more is better. So, I guess, good dab of glue on each foot. It felt like the top was connecting more on the wall than the bottom, so I'm going to concentrate up here. But I will go all the way around. I think that's where the meat's on this bone. Okay. Pop you guys in there. Is that back wall? Yep, yep. Alright. Then, okay, sign. Where'd the broom go? Okay, the broom goes back there in this, the back corner there. That's where the sign goes as well. Let's see here. How are you fitting in there? Badly. Okay. That's sort of okay. I just need to bump you out just a little bit. Oop, don't break everything. Just a hair there. It's supposed to sort of go catty corner in there, it looks like, but it's just don't have much room for error. Okay, that's about what I want, I think. Problem is, where's my contact against that back corner and the feet. Now I've got to be able to get it back in there again now that I've figured it out. Okay, so obviously that's my, well, that's my, where it's really hitting, so I'm only going to have 3 fairly small sections for it to really make contact. I'll go ahead and hit the back corner here, but I think most of the glue is, you know, I say most of the contact is right there. I'm still going to go, I guess, back corner there. Now let's see if I can get it back in there again. Okay, that's about right. Yeah. And can't. And it's, yeah, I think some of that back wall glue is connecting. Now our broom supposed to go like, it's like about like, well, not like that. That's interesting. Okay, I made the handle way too long. I didn't realize a 6 foot tall broom there. Okay, so I'll make sure I get our little bead showing. That's going to have that light coming right down, so I think that'll work right there. So hopefully that light will come out of the magic sign and hit our crystal. So Bend those over a little bit. I say just go in right there. Actually, I forgot. Let me put this in first so I know exactly where I need to put that, because this just goes. Yeah, ooh, just barely fits with that sign back there. And those wands are going to make it real tight too. So that'll have probably to change my plan for the room, but I think it'll still work. Just have to have it. See if I can thread that needle between those two wand boxes. Okay, so we got some a little bit back here. Okay. Now let's pop you in there and see. Got a little excess here on the edge. Let me wipe that out. Okay. Here's where we're at so far. And blue nozzle needs a little wiping off too. Okay. Now, I think how far down to that? The wire goes down to about right there. I'm going to trim that down. Actually, maybe bevel it a little bit, see if that works. See if I'll make it. Okay, didn't bevel. So that's just okay. Now, like I said, still going to try and aim for that. I think it's going to end up being like that. Okay. Still want to try and get this. I can knock off some of these back, get it to sort of lay at a better slant, maybe. Okay, I think that actually did the trick. It's going way back in there. Yeah, I think that's good. So, much as I hate it, just got to put glue down here on their bristles and hope it hits. Just a little bit everywhere there. Okay, I think that'll do. Now, let's get our cauldron, our suitcase, and this poster is all that goes on the inside. Poster first, I think, because it just goes here above, here on the wall right there, so just a few dips and dabs here. Take much to hold it in place. It's not showing, but just a little. I can't. There's not much glue on there, is what I'm saying. And that is, I think that's right side up. Yep. So let's just put it on there crooked. I think that's how the picture shows it. Yeah, so they actually have it going the other way, but now that I've done that, I feel like that's the proper way for me. Okay, now cauldron goes under a table right here. And after all the trouble I had to sitting this thing down, it just occurred to me. It's pretty thick. Let's make a flat spot on the bottom. Or not. Missed the bottom, missed the middle. Okay, so much more stable like that. Durr. I thought to do it on the feet of the cabinet, but not that thing. Okay, and it's, as you can see, wood. So it's going to be off kilter, but that's still more important to be stable than on kilter. Alright, that's in there. And our suitcase sort of goes over here. I think both of these are basically to sort of obscure the wire running down the table, so that works for me. So I guess there's going to be a bead up and down the bottom there. So I set you on the floor, and that has everything installed. So I'm going to go give this at least 30 minutes of drying time, and then I'll come back and we'll wire it up and take a look and see how this thing looks when it's lit up. So I'll be right back with that. Okay, I believe everything should be fairly stabilized now. So that's our final results of our physical build. I think it all turned out really nice. Just hope that light comes down on that gemstone or whatever up there. Oops, oh, that's where that's on the broom bristle. That's yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I think I was a little worried about that wire here on the back of the table, but like I say, from the front, it's fairly well concealed between the cauldron and the table legs. I'm not going to worry too much about trying to. I'll pull it snug, but I'm not going to worry about trying to make it go up against the table. I don't think it's feasible for me to do it at this point. So let's pull all these wires out the back and gather them all together now. Okay, just got 3 of them, so that should be reasonably easy. Okay, there it is. So 6 wires now. 4, yeah. Okay, so just all the grays together. I found if you twist that insulation as you pull, sometimes it'll cooperate with you. Gray and gray and gray. And the third one, really tight. Oh, I guess I can make life a little bit easier on myself to do that. And grab wire nut over here. I think I got a few handy. Do a better job of organizing. Maybe I don't. Let me go run down the basement and grab a couple of wire nuts. I'll be right back. Okay, picked up my variety pack a few years ago, these doodads. I hadn't had much use for them until I started doing these kits. Especially these teeny tiny ones, but I think I like this better than the old, okay, that's snug. than trying to splice them together. Okay, that one is really short. Guess we'll find out if that glue's good, any good. Alright. Beep, beep, beep. Alright. Work it all. Usually those do just go automatically on there. Huh. I guess this is just too short. Enough. Okay, there it goes. It grabbed it that time. Okay, everything stayed. Oh, the broom didn't stay in place. It stayed on there, but it moved around on me. Back in. Okay. Now, flip the switch. And squeeze my battery box, and that's not good. Okay, it was already on. That's the trick. Okay. Let's kill these lights. Okay, yeah, that is a pretty nice effect. I can keep my hand on the button. Or the... Okay. Compartment. Oh, yeah. It's good lighting everywhere. It looks much better in person than it does on my display, so hopefully it looks better on your display than it does mine. Everything's lit up good. I like how it lights up all the stuff on the shelf with the crystal ball. Alright, that was a fun little kit. Not too bad. You know, not outside of the bad switch on the light. This is not really that bad of a build. No real... Couple little issues with the shelves. You know, they don't. I'd rather have slots than just have to blindly glue it. But it worked out pretty good. Same with the cabinet over here. Of course, I always dread the witch's hat, but it worked out okay. Not the greatest instructions. I'd say 6 out of 10. You know, I missed a couple of things. You know, like I say, I missed the back of that cabinet back there the first time through, and there's 2 or 3 other little things. Obviously, I complain about the electrical switch, but that's nothing new. Let's see, what else we got here? Anything? I think it turned out really good. I like these little bitty ones. This is not as small as that little glass jar ones I had. So this, to me, this is a good scale. You can still use it. It's still manageable, but it's not teeny tiny. Because those teeny tiny ones were pretty rough. But like I say, that's all for that one. Get my lights back on here, and I'm supposed to be getting my next project tomorrow from Amazon. Oh, I forgot. I just realized, I just looked over and saw, I forgot. We're supposed to put our little moon magic sign on here too. But so I'll do that while I talk. I've ordered my next project from Amazon. I don't know, it's scheduled to be here tomorrow, but I don't know if y'all have had the same issues I had with Amazon here as of late, but they scheduled doesn't mean arrived anymore. Seems in my neck of the woods it's Amazon deliverers. It doesn't come through the post office hardly ever. So I guess they're pretty good, probably 80-90% of the time, but just every once in a while they decide, no, we're not going to make that delivery today on time. Slide you around a little bit, get you centered. Alright, now that officially ends our project. But if it gets here, y'all are going to be happy, because it is a good one. I am excited about doing that one. It looks like lots of details, it's a fun project, and it's a it's something I think pretty much everybody likes. I know I always loved them when I was a kid, so I'm hoping it's not another train, but it's right in that classification of stuff that kids liked when they were growing up. So we will, hopefully that'll get here tomorrow and you'll see what I'm talking about. If not, I'll do one of the Temu one day palette cleansers, and we'll, oh, I forgot to see, how was that? It didn't really light up that crystal on the broom, does it? But I guess it hits it. But anyway, enough babbling. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.